Hello, is anybody there? Hey, there's Big Trader. All right, we are up. I had to reload the video. I had it on webcam and I needed to move that to my iPhone. So, yeah, why did they eliminate the USB plug on the new Mac laptops? I'll never get why they did that. So, how you guys doing? Anybody want to give me a thumbs up? Let me know you're there. Maybe I'd also love to know like what state you're from, if you'd like to share that. Someone's growing some onions. Yeah, that's garlic. I'm planting my garden, my retirement garden. I've got almost a dozen different vegetables planted, but I'm going to shove some garlic in the ground because I love my garlic. We're also going to do onions, radishes, red onions. Tomatoes are growing well. We're already, hey, Illinois. Hi, just Fred. We're doing tomatoes, cucumbers, jalapenos, because I use a lot of jalapenos in my chili. What else? Bell peppers, red bell peppers, cucumbers. Hi, Miles. Good to see you guys here. Connecticut. All right. Hayward. Chuck and Plata. How you doing, Chuck? How you doing? From one old timer to another. I'm going to have a sip of coffee here while we get this party started. And you guys, hey, Alo Cat from Florida. A lot of stackers in Florida. Maybe that's because the average age is a little older there. And we've got, hey, Italian G. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, man. Bill from Oregon. No, Bill Oregon. PDX? PDX. And West Virginia. Yeah, very good. Howdy. All right, you guys like your junk in West Virginia, don't you? Lot of prepping flavor to that area. All right. Well, I don't know. Let's see. I got 26 people. That's pretty good. Smash the like button. Yeah. And I am on my iPhone, so I'll do my best to. PDX is Portland, Oregon. Oh, wow, cool. I was up in your neck of the woods not that long ago visiting my daughter, South Carolina. Hi, Bill. Bill Frazier, another Bill from Boston. From Boston. Nobody from the West Coast out here, or are they all still sleeping out here in California? Yeah, yeah. My daughter lives in Coos Bay, Oregon. That is south of Eugene, not far from the California-Oregon border. And I went up there a month or two ago and managed to catch the worst snowstorm. Alo Cat, hello. Um, yeah, managed to catch the worst snowstorm they had in quite a while, so didn't get to do the fishing I wanted to do, but still had a good trip. And Big Trader, most moved away from California. They're all gone. They're all leaving. I know. I know. Not even the illegal aliens can afford to live here anymore. Hey, we got Mark in Wisconsin. And let me see here. Is there any way for the average silver stacker to sell odd size weight so directly to a refiner? Yeah, just go on, but it can't be 20 ounces or something, but just Google it and you'll find, hey, butts are flying. How you doing? Google it and you'll find the refiner in your area and just to ask them what their minimum quantity is, but the smaller the quantity. Anytown, USA. He did an everything but ASE spot sale today. Yeah, that's Brian at Vermilion Enterprises, but I don't know why he posted that on YouTube if you had to be, in Florida if it was an in-person sale. That might have something to do with Tim being out today. So yeah, those of you lucky enough to live near Brian, scoot on over there and pick up everything at Spot. I thought it was also weird that 100-ounce bars were at Spot, 10-ounce bars were at Spot, 1-ounce rounds were at Spot. Like who would buy a 100-ounce bar when you can get a 1-ounce round at the same price per ounce? So I thought that was rather strange. And he's paying everything, or he's paying a buck back of Spot. Um, Italian G wants to drive to Vermilion, but it's not easy to get to. Yeah, some of these smaller towns are out of the way, aren't they? But if he's paying a buck back a spot, he's going to have a few hundred 1 ounce or 100 ounce bars by the end of the day, I think. Yo, and we have got. Yeah, but look at spot price. Oh, I know, isn't that a killer? Yeah, you get your spot deals, but then you pay 31.50 an ounce. What do you guys think of 31.50 an ounce? I mean, I am Matthew Crustlife. Hello, a little Ren and Stimpy. Oh, what is that? What is that? I can't catch that emoji. Yeah, we wait a decade to bust through 30 bucks an ounce, and then the old timers, they can't buy anymore, can they? I mean, if you got a big stack, are you buying right now? And by big, I mean over 1,000 ounces, maybe over a couple thousand ounces. Some of you got, 5, 10,000 ounces. I know that. But are you really adding to your stack at 31.50, even if you get a spot deal? I know I will not be doing that. I got to watch for the retracement. Ren and Stimpy, yeah, definitely. To the moon, well, most stackers buy and hold and wait for, the highest price possible or pass on to their heirs. Butts are flying is buying somewhat sparingly. So, I think that if you have a small stack, then I think, you probably should continue to buy because this could really be it. Yeah, it's going to be brutal or rocket fuel. I think Sunday night is going to see a major pump. And then Monday morning, I think they'll smack it, but who knows? Let's see. Matthew bought 7.5 ounces, 28.50 recently. Hello from Arizona. Yeah, so I think it'll spike in the aftermarket, in the pre-market. And then Monday morning, we'll have to see what they've got if they want to throw everything but the kitchen sink at it. Oh, Sweetie Pie, I had to lock her out because she'll knock over my webcam here. And once one cat comes in here, the other cat comes, and then the dog comes, and then they start fighting. But yeah, I'd say higher Sunday night and maybe lower Monday morning, but who knows? It is, let's see, Bill says he bought in Thursday and got my premium back Friday. Oh, yeah, that's true. I know. Any buying you've been doing over the last couple of weeks has been good. Dealers and shops have talked with yesterday in Fox Valley told me people are not buying. Okay, well, I would think there'd be more sellers. Aloha, Randy. I think there'd be more sellers than buyers here. Naturally, if you've been waiting all this time and you can get a buck back a spot for some of those bars that maybe you wish you hadn't bought, maybe they were a little too big. Maybe it was a kilo. Kilos are hard to move. 100 ounce bars are really hard to move. So I could see a lot of selling. Plus, the consumer is broke. So it's a hell of a time for a breakout when nobody has any money. I mean, I don't know about you, but the cost of everything has gone up. And, I have some money, but for the average guy, um, you know, they, uh, they just, they just are having trouble. That's why they're selling. And, yeah, I noticed that First Majestic was sold out as well. Very, very popular miner and now producer of silver. And somebody just bought one of their bars. I'd like to see what they picked up. Started the Zombuck set, have not got the fourth issue yet. Yeah, I dig that fourth issue, man. That zombie turtle. It's getting better. It's getting better, and I'm glad I've got my sets now. And Steve just started stacking last February when spot was 19 to 20. I feel comfortable. Well, I would too if I started buying at 19 to 20 a few months ago. And, I was buying at 19 or 20 10 years ago. And look how long it's taken to get that money back. Steve, 2023. Okay, word is FOMOing. And I think you get a discount on your first Majestic if you're a shareholder. Yeah, I saw that, and I am a shareholder. I keep a basket of silver miners, silver and gold miners, very very small, because when they drop, they really drop. So yeah, but First Majestic is a good company. Louie, have you checked out Chris Dwayne? Oh, Chris Dwayne has a new site? Oh, I had no idea. I had no idea. Yeah, I'd love to see what he's making these days. So there is the deal. Now I want to show you something real quick here. A little something from Germania Mint. Oh, I travel from Carolina back and forth the Midwest. I've seen yuppies out in force on weekends. Not sure if it's credit spending. Yeah, they say it's credit spending, and they also say that they're not paying those credit cards back. Balances are growing, delinquencies are growing. Um, yeah, gold price has crushed pre-33 premiums. Well, that's the thing when spot price runs, people look for the 999, but pre-33 is fine. It'll come back. So, do you get the price, the deal of the day? No, he locks it in for you. If you text him, he'll lock in the price over at Vermilion, and then he'll tell you what the shipping is and tell you if there's any sales tax. And I don't have a black light handy, but this is the Germania Mint Rune. This is and thank you for the subscriber that sent me these little stands. He sent me one for my new kookaburra. Well, the rune's not going to sit on it now. Come on, get in there. There it is. He sent me one for my kilo kook, which is back there, and one for this little stand here as well. So I'm not going to look at the comments for a minute here, but this is called Gibo or Gabo, not sure which, and this is for friendship, positivity, and strengthening relationships. Very, very nice. So if you're collecting the silver runes, check that one out. Very limited mintage on these things. What, 25? Only 2,500. And this one is number, oh, hell if I know, 934? This is number 169, something like that. I guess it doesn't matter. But if you're collecting that set, let me know. And that is something not everybody collects, but very interesting if you're into the mystic world and the old world. So, and they do glow in the dark as well. So I wanted to get that out of the way, and hope you guys check out that and everything out at Germania Mint. That last sale we had. That last coin we had, the new Germania, they cut the mintage on that, so that is doing pretty well in the aftermarket. Anyway, so let's get going again on the 3150 spot. And gold can't be ignored. So there is Chris's website. 2,400 gold and 3,150 silver. We got the GSR down here at a spot it hasn't been for a long time, and I think breaking that floor of 80 says to me we're headed to 65. If that's the case, then silver, I haven't done the math, but that could easily be 35 on silver. But will gold stay put here? Will gold kind of linger in here in this area in the low 24s? I tend to think it'll consolidate here in the 24s while silver makes its move. What do you guys think? Do you think gold is going to pop up to 3,700 or 2,700 here pretty soon, or do you think we're going to stick in the low 2,400s for a while? Central banks may stop buying, at 2,400. Hello, Atomic Rooster. Central banks they may curtail their buying at some point for gold. Maybe not. I'm not sure. But with all the wars going on, do you think fractional silver will be more in demand with the prices going up? Well, fractional silver is always in demand, but don't pay the premiums. Better to go out and get junk. I mean, right now on my website, there is a spot deal on silver over at Bullion Express. So do that. I mean, if you're going to get fractional silver, don't mess around with anything other than constitutional and get the dimes, especially if you're prepping. Yeah, Mike agrees. Okay, and I lost my train of thought. This is hard. Yeah, but the banks, do I still like silver? Run into Louie live this morning. Hello. Let's see. Gold will struggle to hit 2,500 just like silver did 30. Yeah, it took a long time for gold to move over 2,000. Quite a few attempts. But, and silver has had a couple attempts as well at 30. But, with I was talking about central banks. Um, Russia has got a war going on, and there's a war in the Middle East, and they're going to have to finance these wars. Any country that is playing war at the moment, so they might be selling some of that gold to finance that war or finance their economy. China just did a big stimulus package to real estate. They just keep playing, hiding the salami with their real estate over there in China. It's just a gigantic disaster. And now they're getting local municipalities to take the real estate off their hands. They're just hiding the losses, but they need money. They need money. Um, Vermilion is selling at spot and large retailers not buying. I was wrong. I was wrong about JM Bullion not buying rounds. I guess I had the US Mint button clicked. So if you get over there, the link's in my website if you want to go that way. And just make sure you don't click that link. And they have to be buying rounds and bars. But I wondered if it's still $2 back, or maybe they raised it to $3 back. And I will check that out. But yeah, I was wrong about that. I had a button clicked for the U.S. Mint. Um, yeah, these countries, they may have to finance things, and gold is easily sellable. So maybe, at some point they stop buying. I tend to think gold has much less upside than silver. And I thought that at 22, and I thought that at 28, and I still think that at 31.50. And the march goes on, and if the FOMO comes in, well, look out. And one of the ways that I think that FOMO is coming back, even though everybody's broke and everybody says everybody's selling, when everybody has sold, and generally the people selling are people that have modest stacks that have run out of cash. They used it for an emergency savings, which is fine. But they're dipping into their stack because they are already out of their emergency savings. Their credit cards are eating them up at 20, 25% interest rates. So when what I would call the weak hands sell, then it's going to be harder to get the old timers to sell. Right? I mean, they've been waiting a long time for this move, and I don't think 3150 is going to shake all that silver out of their hands. Maybe a little bit of it, but everybody has 50 in their sights, right? Not that 50 is a magic number. I think 50 is kind of a blow off top from the Hunt brothers. Really not a realistic number. I think probably in the 40s, maybe the low 40s is a little more realistic number. But we haven't been there for so many decades. 100 CDs. Hello, Gavin. Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, I bought too many of those damn 100 CD leopard coins or whatever they were. Man, cornered the market on those and lost a fortune on them. Because it turns out, not everybody wants a rare collector coin. And when spot is going up, they want collector coins even less. Yes, indeed. But yeah, when people are done selling, when they're all sold out, because they will at some point. Um, you're going to be hard to shake loose some of that silver from the old timers, and they have got most of the silver. I sorted out a couple 100 ounces to sell whenever it goes to 40. Yeah, 40 is a good number. 40 is a good number. But don't sell it all. Don't ever sell it all. I mean, sell half if you want, or sell it and convert it to gold. So with the GSR, what did somebody just say, 77 or something like that? When we hit 65, maybe 60, good time to convert to gold if you don't need the money. If you need the money, then don't sell all your silver. Either be in silver or gold permanently. But you don't have to have, the whole stack in. You can reduce the size of the stack and then wait for a pullback. And you may not get the pullback in gold, right? That may not happen. But silver is so volatile that I guarantee at some point there will be a smash if you want to sell. Yeah, if you guys want to talk to each other in the chat room about selling something, I have no problem with that. But you're going to have to share your email address, and no guarantees. You could hook up with somebody undesirable, and once they have your email address, you know they can find out your name, and you know they can find out your phone number, and you know they can find out where you live, and for a couple dollars more, everything about you. So be careful with that. I don't indulge much in peer to peer unless I've known you for a long time, and I use my PO box. So if you have a PO box and you have an alias email and you guys want to trade, do that way. But how do you know that the person is reliable, and who ships first? Right? That is the age old question. Who ships first? And I've seen people, I've seen people who I thought were my friends on YouTube actually scam the community out of a lot of money. So you never know. People get into drugs and take a downturn in their life, and then they know our community has the money and has the metals. So don't let somebody scam you if you want to do that. But I won't stop you if you want to trade information through the chat room. So, but I do think silver has more upside and more downside down the road. So it is so volatile, and that is, it's kind of a widowmaker that way. If you were buying at 30 on the last SmackDown, um, what coins and bullion do you recommend? Okay, let me hold that thought. But if you were in the last SmackDown, you were buying at 30 because it was cheaper than 50 and cheaper than 40. Well, you held that all the way down to 14 bucks, even 12 bucks. So those are all the people that jump out, right? They jump out because they bought at a very unlucky time. So remember, silver can go down. It can go down for a long, prolonged period. But unlike, the early days, there is a real squeeze on the capacity of the silver mines and the byproducts of the copper, lead mines, zinc mines, and the cost of production. The cost of production is, I saw a believable source the other day on a video saying that the variable cost for silver mining has gone up 76%, I think he said. So, 31 may be the number they need to make a decent profit, 25 may be a loss. So they can smack it down, but they can't keep it down because the world needs silver, and you'll never hear it on CNBC, and you'll never hear it from our government. All they'll talk about copper. Can you believe bunker bullion is 27 cents over spot? Holy shit, bunker bullion. Well, I hope you guys buy all of that. That is a really quality bar, and a good friend of mine, Hi Ho Silver. We both started pouring at the same time, actually. And he became famous and I became nothing. But I have poured a few thousand ounces of silver, because I have a full-time job and he's a retired school teacher. So, like that. But anyway, what was I saying? It's very volatile, and they can knock it back. But the cost of mining is the cost of mining. The cost of opening new mines is going to be, harder than ever to get permits, and other countries are wising up a little bit about cutting better deals as they share the royalties. So that's going to put a floor. It has to put a floor if you have a 2, 3, 5 year perspective, and that is a big increase in the cost of mining. And with the solar panel proliferation, even though Janet Yellen went over there and told them to, shove the green economy and don't make so many solar panels and electric vehicles. Funny how quickly they reversed off their position, isn't it? Because they were flooding the market and using up all the silver. And that's Bix Weir, okay, and I love his channel, but I don't know if that's true or not. But why did we tell China to stop making solar panels when, for example, India is going to have a 400% increase in the utilization of solar panels? Why? Because they have no infrastructure. They have mud, basically. I mean, and I doubt their taxes are all that high. So how else are they going to power their growing economy? And India is the new China, in my opinion, especially, if the missiles start flying between us and them. So, India is where it's at, and they're going to need a lot of capacity, electric capacity. So I would applaud China selling cheap panels to India or to America. This protectionist stuff is, really tariffs on China. Could Biden go back and read history, pre-depression history, and check out, what started the Great Depression? All right. Something about tariffs there, as I recall. And here we are, protectionist tariffs, trying to keep inflation high for some reason. Now, wouldn't you think we'd want them to export deflation to our country, like cheap solar panels? Doesn't that bring the price of everything down? And isn't that what we want? Apparently not. Apparently not. And the backstory could be that they're using up all the silver. That could actually be true. Um, and why not? Because as I hear it, they're paying a $3 premium over Comex over in Shanghai for the same silver, and that's part of the disequilibrium we have when America tries to tamp down the price, and other countries are saying, "Well, I need that silver. I like that price." So I do think part of this move, as I put in my notes on my website, is that perhaps they had to let it run. Not that they're afraid of us, not that we're squeezing them, not that we're going to bankrupt them, that they are letting the price rise because they need to let the price rise. You have to build that equilibrium so people aren't arbitraging silver between America and China or anywhere else. At least that makes sense to me. So 3150 makes sense perfectly that it's not quite 33, but it's a hell of a lot higher than 30. So maybe it goes to 32, maybe it goes to 33, and then I think they're going to bring out the monkey hammer, and keep it there. But it could also run. I mean, people, the general public doesn't own any silver or gold. What is it? 1 or 2%, something like that. And I had a funny video from a year or two ago where there was a death in my family, and really, really cool guy, former Air Force colonel, my brother-in-law. And he passed away, and he had both inherited his father's stack of silver and gold, and he had his own stack of silver and gold. And my wife was the executor no, was she the executor? No, she wasn't the executor of that one. But anyway, she went out there to help, you know, what's the best grading service? Oh, guys, okay, I gotta write these down. Hold on one second. I'm back. I'm back. I'm gonna tell this story, and then I'm gonna get back to your questions. Grading service and best coins to buy. Hold on. My desk is a mess. Grading and best coins. Okay, I'm going to get back and answer those questions. Um, but yeah, he passed away, and he left about, I don't know, about $50,000 worth of silver and gold. And me being, the knucklehead brother-in-law with the tinfoil hat, they said, "Hey, Louie, why don't you help us?" And I wasn't anxious to do that because if you get in the middle of a large family, that can turn out very poorly. But I said, yeah, I have a good relationship with my local coin shop. He's a real straight shooter. And no, he doesn't pay too much for silver or gold, but he pays fair. And I took the whole lot in there, which included a lot of pre 33 coins, a lot of pre 33 gold, and some very, very old constitutional silver, stuff I had no idea about. And I took it all in there and had him appraise it. Okay, and each piece had its own value. And I said to my family, my wife's family, who has all the money, my family had no money. But why don't we just split this? I think there were 6 or 7 people to split it with equal shares. I said, why don't we split this up, this gold and this silver, and there was a platinum coin in there as well. Why don't we split this up, and I will do it fairly based on my knowledge, and everybody will get a keepsake, a memento, and something that you'll be glad you have should the unthinkable happen. And every single one said, no, thank you. We want the money. Every single one. The rich ones, the ones that weren't so rich, the old ones, the young ones, they are really happy with their 401ks and, their cash in the bank, and, the exact opposite of what our community would think. And at the time, I think gold was maybe 1700 and silver was, I don't know, it was probably in the low 20s. I can't recall exactly. And they wanted none of it. None of it. Not a single coin, not a single keepsake. I still have a gold watch I have to sell. Let's see if I can find it here. I'm sorry, I'm just blabbing on. I will get to your questions. You know what? I took the gold watch to my secret gold depository, my secret hiding place. Not a single person wanted a single ounce. So I sold, I picked what I wanted based on the LCS's buy prices. And there was some cool stuff like first year of issue, Silver Eagles, and St. Gaudens, and Morgans that were just to die for, Carson City Morgans. Anyway, at his buy price, I took my share, and then I paid up another share to buy out about an equal amount in cash. So this inheritance actually cost me money, and I walked away with 2/7 share of the stash. And then I cashed out the rest, broke my heart to sell it to the coin shop because I didn't want to get into peer to peer. And if I sell $50,000 of metal through my eBay store, I'm going to get an enormous 1099. And how the hell do you deal with that? You got to keep in mind, this stuff had no tax consequences. And I will tell you, always pay your taxes. But in this particular case, no one issued me a 1099. And one of the things I like most about metals, and those of you that are sitting on $50,000, $100,000, $300,000 stacks right now, how much tax are you going to pay on that when you liquidate? Well, if you're smart about it, you should pay your tax. But if you're smart about it, imagine the alternative. How much tax are you going to pay on your 401k when you cash out those gains? I don't even want to talk about that. And when you get older, they start requiring that you take those gains. You don't even have a choice anymore. But anyway, long story short, the family wanted none of it. I said, you really ought to protect yourself. This is a good idea, good insurance policy. And I kept a big bunch of it. And that stuff has gone through the roof. The Morgans have exploded. I had the Morgans graded. And for me, that was NGC. I had NGC as the grading company that I used for that. And the pre-33 and all the gold. And I kept one of the platinums as well. It was like $700 at the time, I think. Platinum Noble, which I mistook for silver, stupidly. And my LCS was honest enough to tell me, hey, that's platinum. But yeah, I've done really well on that. So thank God I kept our share, and I kept another share. And I remind them all the time, hey, gold just broke 2,400. Hey, silver is nearly double what it used to be. And and then they reply back, yeah, but look at my 401k. Look how high it is. Okay, all right. Well, you can go that way if you want. If you're young, the stock market makes a lot of sense. If you're old, like me, I'm going to retire in 7 weeks. I don't want a big 401k, not with CDs and bonds paying 5.5%, short-term bonds, and 2-year CDs, 3-year CDs. So, I'm really happy with 5%, 5.5%. That works for me just fine. Very little in the stock market. So let me get to your questions. I mentioned grading. So here is the deal. I have only used NGC, and it's easy to sign up, and they will give you a credit. It has gotten more expensive since, was it Jay-Z and Beyonce? Did they buy into NGC, or was it PCGS? Anyway, they jacked up the prices on everything. It is extremely expensive to carry a 1 year membership, even at the lowest level with NGC. And then you're going to pay the shipping, and then you're going to pay the grading fees and the special holdering fees, and then you're going to pay the shipping back. And all of this is really, really expensive. So personally, I only recommend getting involved in grading A if you have a big stack. Okay, if you're getting started, don't mess around with graded anything, in the bullion category. If you have a big stack and you have a good deal of money and you want to mess around with grading, then grade your numismatics. Not your crappy numismatics and not your cleaned, whizzed numismatics, your pristine, beautiful, high value numismatics. That's what I did with those Carson City Morgans, and it was well worth the money. They came back MS-63. I was hoping for a 64, but it's like the higher the grade, I think the more you pay or something like that. There's a way to submit it where if you think you're going to get a crappy grade, it's one price, and if you think you're going to get a good grade, it's a higher price. You can check that out. It's the whole enterprise is made to rip you off. And now they're talking about changing the grading system. So good luck with that on a grade up to, I don't remember, do they go to 70 or 100? It's like, or no, do they go to 10 or something? So that's hocus pocus. And then CAC has got a great, man, don't mess around with it. And if you're buying graded coins, if you're buying graded silver eagles or graded koalas or graded anything generic and high mintage, you're not impressing anybody. You're not impressing anybody with that. You're just going to lose money unless you buy it at the coin price. So if it's in the slab and you're getting it at the coin price, which you might at the LCS because they give that stuff away because nobody wants it, then go ahead and pick it up. You might admire that. But, generally, the kooks, koalas, silver eagles, maples. Um, don't grade them. Don't grade them. Don't get involved. Save your money. And then the other thing that happens is, unless you're on the with the in crowd and you're sending 100 coins at a time, well, you probably won't get the special label. You probably won't get the first day of issue. You'll probably get some secondary label. But you're not a friend of N. You're not a friend of NGC. You're not a big dealer, and half your coins are going to come back 69s. And 69 is the booby prize for anything graded in the semi-numismatic category. So, no, I don't think you should grade. I don't think you should use any grading company unless you're doing very high quality numismatic coins that have not been cleaned. And then I use NGC. I think PCGS is a better grading company than NGC, but they might be a little more expensive. And the NGC slabs are prettier, in my opinion. So just my thoughts on grading. But I've done it a couple times, and in the long run, I pretty much broke even because of all the expenses, the memberships, and the coins that came back 70. Yeah, I've sold 1 ounce coins for $400, right? Something like that. But then the 69s and the 68s will kill you. And then you're going to get, the price as if you hadn't graded anything. So that's my thought on grading. It's a rather harsh opinion, but I recommend you avoid it. Maybe Libertads, maybe graded Libertads might make sense. What else is really, really, I'm blanking. If you guys want to make recommendations for rare semi-numismatics, but remember what you think is desirable today may not be in 5 years. I mean, I invested money in the wedge-tail eagle. Matter of fact, I think my very first video in 2014 or something was bought a bunch of slabbed wedge-tail eagles from Gov Mint. I used to mess around with Gov Mint because back at the time I was converting a large amount of fiat into precious metals and going too fast, which a lot of people do. And I hooked up with Gov Mint, and they were like, hey, I got a new release. This is a PF70, British Royal Mint, only 100 made, whatever, whatever, whatever. So I was buying into that in the beginning. And I had my eBay store because prior to that, I had been selling sporting goods on the side. I do like the side hustles, you know. I started flipping some of that stuff and I made some good money on some of it. And other stuff, you know, when they pull the rug on collector coins, and they do from time to time, it's happened 3, 4 times in the last 10 years, you won't be able to sell that for nearly what you paid for it. And those slabbed koalas in those slabbed wedge-tailed eagles, I bet they're going for $60 today, you know, because there were 50,000 of them. And at the time, I didn't understand mintage. Now I understand mintage. That's why I like some things more than others. Somebody got 2 buffaloes from Brian for 24.50. Okay, well, I think you get it cheaper this morning. But anyway, you may want to look at his Platinum Eagles. I think he's got a pretty good price on Platinum Eagles. But I didn't understand mintage, and I grew to understand mintage. And if you're going to invest in anything exotic, make sure it's got a very low mintage and there's a market for it. So yeah, that's my thoughts on grading. Um, and the other thing that happens, which you won't know for 6 months, a year, 5 years later, is you pull one of those $1,000 coins that GovMint sold you, and it's got a big milk spot inside the slab. Okay, matter of fact, I tend to think the slabs make them spot more. I don't know why I think that, but maybe they're chewing gum while they're slabbing those things or something. But yeah, you get milk spots inside the slab, and that will take $1,000 coin down to $400 really fast. Milk spots are not recoverable; they're not cleanable. Well, unless you damage the coin and then you lie about everything when you sell it, and that's not what I like to do. So yeah, that's the other thing that happens with slabbed coins, especially Royal Mint slabbed proof coins. Oh my God, learned a lesson there. Okay, best coins. Well, that's a loaded question. Best coins and rounds and bars to stack. If you're starting out, build the base of your pyramid. The base of your pyramid ought to be in this order today: constitutional, it's the cheapest, and then small bars and rounds, 999 bars and rounds, the absolute cheapest you can find anywhere. Just nothing with Santa Claus on it. And then silver eagles. Okay, and if you can't stomach the price of a silver eagle, although I think I show you every morning how you can get them pretty darn cheap, if you can't stomach the price of a silver eagle, then a recent maple. You want to get the maples with shield guard, which has only been around for 5 or 7 years. The old one's spot, and those are hard to sell. So maple is a runner-up to an eagle. And I showed you those ATBs, America the Beautiful, 5 ounce coins. They're a runner up to Eagles as well. But the base is, small generic, constitutional, and silver Eagles. And then when you got, your first, well, I don't want to throw out a number because I don't want to scare anybody, but let's say you got 500 ounces of that put together, and you will over time. Goldbacks, you guys crack me up with your goldbacks. We're gonna have a bonfire for goldbacks later, and while you're at it, you can throw your Bitcoin secret codes in that bonfire because that's how you're going to be feeling down the road. But sorry, I digress. Sorry for you Bitcoin fans. Um, um, well, anyway, base of your pyramid, maybe get 500 ounces of that stuff. And the constitutional is the cheapest right now. I swear to God, constitutional at spot, 3150 is a tough number to handle, but spot is a good price on constitutional. It was not a year, 18 months ago that you saw every one of the pumper website and every one of the pumper channels talking about buy constitutional now. It'll never go down, right? Remember those videos? If you haven't been around for a year and a half, you may not. Okay, some of the people that are adored on YouTube were saying stuff like that. All right. But the fact is, constitutional goes in cycles. The premiums rise and the premiums fall, and they're not making any more of it, but they're not melting it either. And when the market is glutted right now with everybody selling, and you're not going to sell, I don't think you're going to send constitutional to the refiner, right? So the LCS can't get rid of it when the sellers exceed the buyers. And it's a closed market. But right now there's a surplus of constitutional. I would get the Merc dimes if they're the same price, the Kennedy halves if they're the same price as the quarters. That stuff tends to garner a little better premium sometimes. And wait for the FOMO to come back and then sell that shit. Don't get married to it. Don't think that you need to have 1,000 ounces of constitutional in your gun safe. I don't think you do. I don't think, but you want some. You definitely want some dimes, right? You want some. Don't buy fractional 10th ounce rounds from AppMex or something. But sell that shit and then wait for the premiums to come back down. At some point they will. And right now we're at a low in the cycle. So there's my advice, and let's see if there's any other questions. Yeah, somebody's been buying half dollars or Merc dimes. It's a man after my own heart. I like those the best. I got a big old bag of Merc dimes. I think I bought around 17, between 14 and 17. Man, I love those. And you never know when something sweet, some sweet date is going to pop up. I got $300 in constitutional. Matthew, wow, a heavy hitter. I'm behind what you said. Hide the salami. 1,000 ounces in the bottom corner, 250 maybe. Hey, you're doing good. You're doing good. 25.25 per dollar. That's okay. That is pretty close to spot this morning. Maybe it'll drop on Monday. I don't, this is like the thing. I can give lots of advice about a lot of technicalities, but I can't tell you which way the price of silver is heading. How would I know? All I know is there are clues, and I try to follow the clues. So buy what you're going to buy, and it's okay to be small. It's okay, I mean, if your total net worth is $10,000 and you've got 2 rolls of silver eagles or something, as part of that net worth, you're doing great. That's how you do it. Somebody got a good deal on something there. That's a good way to do it. You know what you have on your side? You have time. Even though silver looks like it's breaking out and it's going to the moon, you have time. And, put your money into 5 piles, one for every month. And whenever you see the biggest dip for that month, go ahead and pick something up. And, good for you. 2 rolls, 15% of 10K now. Okay, yeah, I like that. Sal says, a multitude of gratitude. Same to him. Hopefully I'm not overlapping on somebody else's live stream. But you're doing good, man. If you put a little bit of your money in metals, some silver, and a little gold, don't forget the gold. Don't forget the gold. But, I like 50-50, but right now I still like silver better. And let's see, those better be piles of goldbacks, Louie. Yeah, I like silver better until we get to 65. So my long-term price projection, you're stacking modern nickels. Oh, I am. Yeah, just modern nickels. I'll get to my price. Let me write that down. Price predictions. Price. So the nickel story. Let me see if I can find that box. I'll be right back. Oh my God, it's heavy. Okay, there is the box of nickels. And you don't need weights. You could just curl this, guys. But hold on. I just buy I just get the modern nickels in the box and I leave them sealed. Some of you like to coin roll hunt. The deal on modern nickels that nobody knows, except probably everybody on this video, is that the metal content is the same, going all the way back to war nickels, right? I'm pretty sure of that. Okay, tell me if you think I'm wrong. But even though they look like a modern zinc coin or a lead coin, and they've made the image as ugly as they possibly could to keep you from saving them, probably, they got the same metal content: 75 copper, 25 nickel, something like that. So, yeah, you just, yeah, this is I don't smoke anymore, but my daughter gave me this vintage lighter. It plays a song. Um, those nickels that you get from the bank have got really precious cargo in them. There you go. Probably won't stop now. Um, but yeah, I like antiques. I've always liked antiques. And by the way, antiques, horrible investment. Horrible investment. I'm still trying to get rid of half the stuff I bought when I thought I was investing for the future in real tangible assets. And it turns out some tangible assets are more desirable than other tangible assets. And every 5 or 10 years, it shifts. It shifts. And right now, people can't afford a house. They've got a teeny apartment. The young kids want, IKEA furniture more than they want grandma's old bureau. So unless you are an antique dealer and you're buying that stuff for wholesale, man, don't mess around with antiques. And you don't know what will be. Who knew that Nintendo cartridges, right, would be the big thing to stack while you're stacking something else. Um, you just don't know what'll be hot in the future. And this stuff, this stuff here, I don't know if my focus is good or not, but that is real and long term. And even if you pay a premium for it today and you pay too much, which happens all the time will bail you out, and it won't go down, as much as a Lionel train set. Yeah, I have one. Or a Hummel collection. Yeah, I have one. Or I could mention like 1,000 other things that, I thought were good investments for the long term. And it's too tricky. It's too tricky and too, it's, it's a fragile thing. So stick with what you know, the silver and gold, and stay as close to spot as you can. Um, what is the silver with the X on it? Oh, that is the rune. That's the new Germania mint rune. And they have these in a series. Each one is only minted 2,500. And they have given me this one to show you guys. I'm pretty sure it's 999 silver. Kind of looks like sterling, but I think it's 999. Four nines. That's actually 4 9 silver with a special coating on it. And also that X glows in the dark. And if you want to pull out your Ouija board and all your runes, you can throw them around and see what the future holds. Magic rune. What is the price of silver? I don't know. I wish I knew. We'd be rich, right? If anybody's telling you what the price of silver is going to be, in a month, well, if they knew that kind of thing, they'd already be very wealthy and they wouldn't be doing videos. Let's see if I get a better focus here. I always said if you're going to collect something, it might as well be money. Yeah, I walked into a Goodwill outlet. Oh man, it was about 10, 15 years ago. And they had $1,000 bill sitting in the case, and they were selling it for like $1,050. And well, $1,000 meant a lot more back then than it does now. But I looked at that and I thought, I bet that would be a good investment. And but I didn't buy it. I bought more Hummels or something like that instead. But man, those vintage $1,000 bills, they go for damn good money if they're not creased or torn or something. Um, and I thought the same thing when I saw the Zimbabwe $1 trillion notes, right? Were they a trillion or 10 trillion or 100 trillion? I forget, but the highest denomination Zimbabwe $1 trillion notes. And I bought, I don't know, a couple dozen of those. They were very cheap. And those things have gone through the roof as a collector item. I couldn't have predicted that either. I was just going to throw them on my desk and use them for video props. But now if I could just find them wherever the hell I put them, along with my Ethereum codes. Yeah, I lost my codes. I had bought Ethereum once because I was trying to buy some silver that only took crypto. Anyway, I got it. It was about $600 worth of Ethereum, and I put it somewhere, and I made my codes, and I transferred it to a wallet, and then that wallet upgraded, and I tried to transfer it to another wallet, and long story short, it's gone. It's gone. Like that Simpsons video. No, it's not Simpsons. It's South Park. Anyway, that's my crypto story. So the price prediction going forward. Okay, I'm going to say this right off the bat. There ain't going to be no $300 silver in your lifetime. I don't think there will. There ain't going to be no silver standard, going back to the Constitution, et cetera, et cetera. There may be a gold standard, but they're not going to put silver into that equation. They need it for the solar panels. Why would they? What else are they going to use besides silver? Right? Maybe they have, the aliens come down and give us a new metal that we don't know about or something. But and when silver hits 50, I'll be watching. I'll be watching and thinking sell. But if you go into the future, you could see $10,000 gold. I do believe gold will be $10,000 someday. It might take 5 years, might take a generation, right? We don't know for sure. And then when the wheels fall off the bus, then that could happen overnight. So $10,000 gold, 60-to-1 ratio. Okay, if that happens, you could have $600 silver. Did I do that math right? Yeah, $600 silver. But that's a lot of ifs. And I tend to think that our government will keep the wheels on the bus. They will do anything to keep the wheels on the bus. Anyway, so price predictions long term. I'm not generally in the $300 silver camp, but I do think we'll make a run at 50 before too much time goes by. And I would watch gold and I would watch copper like I always do. Okay, so yeah, but next week, well, we'll be in the 31s, and I think we'll either be 30 or maybe 34. We could go either way. I'll tell you what, if it goes down to 30, I will be recommending that people buy again. If it goes up to 34, I'm going to put my red light on because I don't think we're going to 40 here this year. I don't see it, but that's just me. I'm very pessimistic. uh, Pre-fork Japanese Bitcoin called Satori Coin. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, some of you guys made a lot of money on Bitcoin. Gold Addict, who is a good friend of mine, did a video on crypto, and you know what? It was the best crypto video I had ever seen because he explained how he made a bunch of money, and then he explained how he lost a bunch of money. Then he explained how he played around with smaller coins, and that was brutal. Hey, Reefer Girl. That was a good video, Gold Addict on crypto. And he's not saying, you can't make a bunch of money on it. He is saying, be careful because there could be a sell off there. And it's a manipulated market, don't you? Any market where the whales own like 80% of it. Hi, left seat. Any market where the whales own like 80% of it, what makes us think that that is a free discovery market? I don't think so, but it's getting bigger. Somebody said it's bigger than the gold market now, which I guess at 60 grand, I guess maybe it could be. And it is institutionalized with the ETF. Yes, I'm conservative, but I might be too conservative. If you guys have a prediction for the price of silver in the near term, I won't even put a time limit on it, but maybe this year, maybe 3 to 6 months, something like that. What do you guys think the price of silver will be in 3, 6, 8 months? Where do you think we will end the year with silver? Anybody want to make a guess? And then I'm going to wrap this live stream up here pretty quick. 59 minutes, yeah, long enough. Anybody want to make a guess? You want to go out on a limb? 36, 38, 55. All right, River Pike. All right, 55. Oh, 28. Okay, he's still holding on for 28. 40 plus, could be. 44, 38, 26. Oh, you see the Bulls and the Bears here, don't you? 38. 84. 27.65. There's a chart man right there. 300. 38. Waiting till after November elections. That's an interesting question. Under 40. Was that Junius Maltby? Oh gosh. If it was, hi. I'm honored to have you on. Um, that is an interesting question about the election. Okay, and I'm not going to get political here, but Biden's going to lose, right? He's going to lose. He wouldn't be debating if he didn't think he was going to lose. It's just not working out for him. Okay, if they replace him with somebody else, Michelle Obama or someone, she's going to win. All right, I'm just going to put that out there. So let's assume Biden loses and Trump gets in. All right, what do you think happens then? What do you think happens then? And I have, two thoughts. Well, three actually. I think the dollar is toast, continues to be toast, but it already is toast. It may be stronger than all the competing currencies, like I subscribe to the milkshake theory. So, just because our dollar is shit doesn't mean that the yen or the yuan can't be shittier. But the purchasing power, is going to go down. So I think the dollar will be shit because he likes free money. I think the stock market is going to hyperinflate. And I've been waiting for the crash. Maybe the crash comes, in June, the sell in May and go away. So if we get a crash, maybe he'll come in after the crash. But stock market is going to be euphoric over a Trump victory. Last minute switch out with Michelle. Yeah, I think that's going to happen, actually. I think that is so likely. It's predictable. Maybe right before the debate, right? Wouldn't that be interesting? It's must-watch theater. But I think the stock market is going to hyperinflate under Trump because he's going to be broadcasting every week how great, how much money you're all making. The only trouble is you're not making the money. You're not the millionaires. You're not the 1%. You guys are probably middle class or upper middle class, and maybe a few folks that are just starting out that dream of being middle class. You ain't going to be making the money. It's the 1% that's going to make the money, and the bankers, and God knows what else. So I would predict, and I'm really out on a limb here, I'd predict a higher stock market, a lower dollar, and then a silverback stacker. Is that you? Is that really you, man? First trans president. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Then we won't know what to call you, right? First lady? No, the madam, madman, madam president? And Bernie. Oh my God, you guys are cracking me up. Laugh out loud. Okay, the farm den hates. First them, they. Ouch, that hurt. Anyway, so and I think gold and silver are going to take a big jump when that happens from wherever they're at the time. So that's my election prediction. Um, I don't know if that will happen or not, but yeah, man, it's like gold and silver. It's like with the dollar deflating so quickly. It's good to see you, man. Have the poor guitars approve it. Oh yeah, man. He's a silverback stacker, poured some of the most beautiful silver ever poured, and he's very humble about it. And no, you won't know who he is if you see one of his pieces in the aftermarket. You really don't. Matter of fact, all the people that used to pour back when I was pouring 10 years ago, um, only a couple made it big. Backyard Bullion, Hi Ho, um, 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 whatchamacallit, Bulldog Metals, no, Pitbull, Pit Bullion, and I'm probably leaving a couple out, but everybody else, they just made beautiful pieces, and you know, you rarely see them because people rarely sell them. They're that good. But then again, not everybody can be a superstar, and the game of pouring bullion is not to get rich, man. You aren't going to get rich pouring bullion. That is for sure. Even with $31 silver. I mean, what are you going to go? You're going to go out and pay $33 for shot and try to sell a bar for 35 and pay 10% eBay fees and $7 shipping? It's just not, not for the small guy, but I love it. I'll keep doing it just because of the love of it. Oh, and it's dangerous. Well, yeah, pouring silver is dangerous. Yeah, yeah, I've seen people drop molten silver on their foot. Now you shouldn't be pouring in sandals. Although I think my other good friend Vulcan, I think he he used to pour in sandals, and another friend used to pour sitting down. He still does actually. Man, you don't want to dump silver in your lap sitting down. Yeah, I love those poured guitars. Nobody else does, though. I still have a few of those left over. Authentic replicas of vintage guitars, which I own a couple of them. But yeah, no, people don't want those bars. I don't know why. They're just not fancy enough. We're kind of spoiled when it comes to poured silver and cast silver these days. There are some people that they're mostly on Instagram. That the new collection of geniuses are on Instagram, and they're doing stuff. Man, I can't believe what they do. It's just amazing. Bay City Bullion. Um, this guy right here. Where'd my sticker go? Barely Living. They're making statues. They're making lost wax. Anyway, I know you guys don't care about that. So, anything else before I wrap this up? I want to thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. I always get a little MK Bars. Yeah, yeah. MK Bars was still is really big. Was big in the day. He's got a family operation. He's very connected to the community as well. So good stuff there. His stuff really holds a premium too, just like Bunker Bullion. And I don't see much backyard bullion here in the states. Uh, yeah, it doesn't get here very often, but I'm sure that probably holds its value as well. Um, so feel free to check out all my videos. Check out the website bestsilvergolddeals.com, and if you like the banter, join me in the chat room. And mostly the people on the site here right now, you'll see them in the chat room, a lot of them, and we're having a lot of fun and we're saving a lot of money when we buy. Okay, guys. So I'm going to bid you adieu. Thank you for participating. I will see you on the flip flop. Bye for now. If I can figure out how to turn this off. Bye.